What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with another review for Pretty Little Liars Summer School Season 2, Episode 4. This episode is titled When a Stranger Calls. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss Pretty Little Liars Summer School, shall we? All right, you guys. Now, remember, the last episode ended with Mouse narrowly escaping that burning building. So Mouse, she told the girls that Bloody Rose is real, and she told them about the note that she found when she got into the place, right? So the girls decided that they need to have an emergency session with Dr. Sullivan. And so we see the girls, Imogen called Dr. Sullivan, but they left a voicemail for Dr. Sullivan, right? So then we see Mouse. Mouse is talking to her grandmother, and she asked her grandmother, like, who called you and told you to drop me off at that place? She said it was Rose who called her from the other side. I was like, wait a minute. Pump the brakes. Are we finna sit here and say that a spirit called and told grandma? Okay. Now, the girls found out that Dr. Sullivan was involved in a minor accident. So at this point, they can't see Dr. Sullivan. I was like, say what now? Oh, also, I found out that I didn't even realize this. I was watching, oh my God, what are the ladies' names that I was watching last night? I love their review of this show. Their Smells Like Teen Angst. So I was watching them last night, and I was watching their video, and someone in the comment section let it be known that Dr. Sullivan is the doctor from the original Pretty Little Liars. I was like, oh, that is right. Those girls were seeing Dr. Sullivan. She ain't changed at all. She wasn't helping the original Pretty Little Liars, and she damn sure ain't helping these girls. Just saying, right? So we see Kelly and Greg, and they are going over their lines, and Kelly is telling Greg that, she has doubts. I'm pretty sure you do, Kelly, babe. You're in a cult. You're in a cult, my love. Now, her mama, and this preacher want her to confess and accept penance. I was like, say what now? Her mama is a See, the thing with Kelly's mama is a hypocrite, because, Kelly was feeling away, and so she was going to do some stuff with Greg, but they found out, so now they want her to go to confessional and accept her penance. I was like, excuse me, this is a cult, this little church on a little house on a prairie ass church. Moving over to Imogen. Imogen did some digging, and she found Dr. Sullivan in the hospital with a boot on her leg, right? And so Dr. Sullivan is asking Imogen, how did you get in here? And so Imogen told her, I kind of pretended that I was your daughter. So I was like, oh, Imogen. So Dr. Sullivan tells Imogen that what happened to her is somebody pushed her down the stairs, and she doesn't necessarily know who that person was that pushed her. And so then we see as Tabby, her phone rang, and it was from a blocked call. So Tabby answers the phone like, who the fuck is this? What the fuck do you want? Turns out it was that film festival. So someone who they selected for the film festival, they had to drop out for whatever reasons. And they're not going to accept her first film, but they asked her, did she have something else? And she was like, yeah. So they want her to submit it to them. But we all know that Tabby doesn't have anything else currently. Now, we do see her as she is talking to Christian, and he's telling her, like, whatever you need from me, I'm willing to help you with this film, right? Back over with Imogen, we see her with Dr. Sullivan, and, we see as the girls. Oh, wait, Imogen told the girls about what happened with Dr. Sullivan. So the girls now want to find the real Rose Waters, right? They want to know if she's alive. If they know that she's alive, then they know that they can kind of confirm if she's the one that's coming after them or if this is someone pretending to be Rose Waters coming after them, right? Now, Tabby told them, hey, Piff called me, right? And she says, I may need you guys' help with a new short. So everybody was like, oh, cool. Yeah, we got you, Tabby. So we see Tabby as, she's telling Christian this idea. So it's like Jaws, I think it's Jaws, but in a movie theater where someone, I can't explain it, but it's Jaws and this person is attacking people in the movie theater, right? I think it's, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I wish I could because I was listening to it and I couldn't really understand it myself. But hey, if you guys caught it, you can leave it in the comment section. Now, we see Imogen, who is back in Dr. Sullivan's room, and she's doing the crossword puzzles with Dr. Sullivan. And at a certain point, Imogen kind of just spaced out. And so Dr. Sullivan asked Imogen, like, where did you go? So we saw as Imogen, she was in a hospital bed, right? And her mom was there. And so we found out that her mom, and anytime she would hurt herself or she would be in something like this, a situation like this, she and her mom would do the crossword puzzles, right? Now, we also saw as Tabby, she filmed her short at the theater. All the girls were there to help her. Christian was there. We also saw Ash there. So everybody was there helping her. Now we move over to Noah, who was at work, and the phone rang, and Noah kind of froze, and she didn't answer the phone. So her boss answered it, and he said that it was a prank call. I was like, how right you are. It might be a prank call, all right? Now, we see Noah. She walked out, and then Jen followed behind her, asking if, she wanted to get out of there. And Noah says, yeah, let's get out. Let's blow this popsicle stand, right? Back over with Mouse. Mouse is back on that damn spooky spaghetti website. So she and Ash are together, right? So Ash is asking her, what is she trying to do? And like I said, her thing, but Mouse's thing is if she can get on there, she will say that, she wants to join she wants to join Bloody Rose, right? So Ash asks her why she wants to know and why she wants to know. And she just wants to know who tried to basically burn her up in that place. I get it, right? Because now you guys are going through a similar situation like you did last year. So these girls just don't know no peace. These young ladies don't know no peace. And so we move over to Henry. So Henry apologizes to Farron, right, for the way that he reacted to finding out that she had lied to him about, being cleared to dance again, right? And then we move over to Noah and Jen, who went to Jen's dad's house. That house, my God, it was everything. He had, it's like it was a mansion, right? He had all kind of Rolex watches and all that shit. We see them as they are, going through, trying on clothes and all that stuff, having a real good old time. And so we also found out that, Jen's mom is in rehab. Her dad isn't doing anything to help her mom. So I don't know why Noah came up with the bright idea that since that man got so many watches, he won't miss one. I was like, that's not probably true. Somebody that rich, I'm pretty sure they have some kind of an inventory of what they have in their home. So she feels like she could take one and he wouldn't miss it. And I was like, I doubt that, but okay. Moving over to Imogen, who is still at the hospital with Dr. Sullivan, her daughter's father, Mr. Winter, called. And so we see Imogen went over there because he's asking her to watch Estelle because his husband's mom unexpectedly passed away and they'll be back the next morning. So Imogen was like, okay, cool. And they can't take Estelle with them because Estelle has an ear infection. And I want to ask the question, Estelle, that is a very old name. No shade to anybody named Estelle, but it's a very old name. Very old. Just saying. Now, moving back over with Kelly. Kelly saw what a hypocrite her mama is because her mama and Pastor Malachi, they went in the confessional booth. I was like, I know you lie. So y'all finna go in the confessional booth and confess that you're, hot for each other and you want to have good sex, huh? So Kelly is gonna go back to her old self, and I was like, I don't blame you, Kelly, because she texted Greg asking Greg if he wanted to go skinny dipping, and Greg said, hell yeah. So then we move over to Tabby, and we found out that the idea for this short that Tabby came up with is one that she worked on with Chip, and so she's letting Christian know this, and I felt bad for her, right? Now then we move back over with Imogen, who got a call from Mr. Winters to let Imogen know that the alarm system went off because one of the windows in the house was open. Imogen was a lot better than me. Imogen was better than me because I would have got me and Estelle and we would have got the fuck out that house. Period, point blank. So Imogen went and grabbed a butcher knife from the kitchen. I was like, yes, get a weapon, get a weapon, and be ready for whoever, right? So then Imogen called Johnny, asked Johnny to come over. Johnny said, cool, he'll come over. Ooh, no. So Imogen went up the stairs and she went to Estelle's room. So Estelle is in her crib, she's asleep, right? But Imogen realized that the window that is open is in Estelle's room. Now Estelle is an infant, a baby. So I know damn well Estelle can get her little ass up and open that window. Again, I would have grabbed Estelle. I would have went downstairs, which is what Imogen did. Imogen grabbed Estelle, she went downstairs. But when she went downstairs, she heard a pounding on the door. Baby, I knew it was Johnny, I did. But a part of me would have been like, whoever this is coming through this door, I'm finna just beep, beep, beep your ass, right? But Johnny opened the door and he was able to calm Imogen down. Now we move back over to Kelly. So remember, I told you guys that Kelly texted Greg to go skinny dipping. Well, they went to the pool, but Farron and Henry are there because Henry can't swim. He also let Farron know in this episode that he was taking classes at the YMCA. She was like, well, I know how to swim. I'm your girlfriend. I can help you swim. So Kelly and her big ass mouth let it slip that Henry has opened up to that cult about his relationship with Farron. Farron is pissed off about that, and rightfully so, right? Now, look, moving back over to Imogen and to Johnny, I was looking at them. I was like, oh, it looked like it's something budding between Imogen and Johnny, and I'm actually here for it. Let me know what you guys think, right? Now, we move over to Mr. Winters. Well, we move over. We're still with Imogen and Johnny, right? Mr. Winters called Imogen, letting her know, like, hey, I saw a young boy coming up to my house. She's like, yeah, that's my friend Johnny, but he's leaving. So Johnny told her, I'll sleep outside. She's like, you'll do that? He was like, yeah. So then we see as people are responding to Mouse's post, right, with sightings of Rose Waters. Now we see as Kelly got back to that cult and her mama, she is sitting there calling Kelly impure. I was like, mama, I think you're a little impure too, bitch, because you just had sex with Pastor Malachi in the confessional booth. And if I'm not mistaken, you're a widow. Unless you and Pastor Malachi done, never the mind. This is a cult. And they prey on weak-minded people, and Kelly's mama is a weak-minded bitch. That's all I got to say. So I'm not even surprised. But then the next morning, that woman prepared breakfast for Kelly. Baby, I would have told her to choke on it. I would have told her mama to choke on it. Because you ain't finna brutalize me and then make me breakfast the next morning, girl. Fuck you. So Tabby I got ahead of myself. So this is the point where Tabby told her the movie is something that she spitballed with Chip. And, I can get it for, anything involving Chip would be triggering, right? Especially what Chip did to Imogen and to Tabby. So I mean, I get it, but I still have a little bit of a side eye for Mr. Christian, but Christian basically told Tabby not to let Chip have the power over her, and I agree with that. Moving over to Noah, Noah got a phone call from Jen, who is in jail because her dad caught her stealing. I was like, I knew that wasn't a good idea, Noah. And the only way that she can get out of jail is if they post $2,000 worth of bond. I was like, damn, that's a lot of money. So Noah went to Sean to ask Sean for help, and Sean agreed to help her. I was like, Sean, you're going to be pissed off when you find out that your girlfriend has a relationship with this girl, but okay. You will find out, I'm pretty sure. Now, we see as the mother of the young girl in the last episode that Farron saved, she came up to Farron to basically thank Farron for saving her daughter. And then we move over to Mouse. So Mouse and Ash, they're out looking for blood from the real Rose Waters, right? And then Farron got a call from whoever this is, right? And remember, in the last episode, Noah was not Noah. Mouse was tested. That's something else that they also said in this episode, that they're all gonna eventually get tested. So Farron was ready. She was like, when and where, bitch? Tell me where. So the person told her where to go, and so she went there. And she took a box cutter with her. And when she got to where she was going, there was a dummy with barbed wire all over it, and it had a note with her name in it, right? So there was this big ass, it's called, I think it's called a girder, but it's like, what is it? It is, not a cinder block, but what is, it's a metal rod. It's a metal rod, basically, right? Not a rod. It's not a rod. It's not a metal rod. It is a what the hell is it? I know what it is. I can't even think of it right now. I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name, you guys. Oh my God. I know what it is. It's so you guys know when people do construction, right? The big long Jesus. Metal beam. That's what it is. It's a beam. I don't know why I couldn't get the word beam out of my mouth for whatever reason. So she has to hold onto this beam, right? Until the clock runs out. If it touches the ground at any point, someone that she loves will be no more. I was like, fuck. So Mouse called Imogen to ask Imogen, the last time that she saw Rose, was she unhoused? And she said, yeah, I saw her at the soup kitchen, right? So Imogen asked her, Mouse told her she might have a lead that Bloody Rose lives in Tent City. And so Imogen's like, are you with Ash? She said, no, we split up. So Imogen says, stay there, we'll all be there, right? So she called all the girls because it was her and Tabby together. And so she called Noah and she called Farron. Now we know Farron is over here holding this damn beam that is heavy as fuck. And so she can't let this beam drop because unfortunately, if the beam drops, someone she loves will not see another day. So the girls show up to Tent City, right? So they're all going around looking for Rose. So they asked this one guy, like, hey, does Rose live here? He said, yes, she lives over there. So they went to go find Rose, and the pure mention of Archie's name, that bitch hightailed it to the bridge and jumped into the water. I was like, oh shit. That bitch must be scared of that boy. Well, I would imagine she is, right? But that bitch just took a nosedive into that water. So the girls decide to go back to make sure that that is who they are looking for. So they found a photo of Angela, and also they found Imogen found her doctor's records. And you guys, who was her shrink, her therapist? You guessed it, Dr. Sullivan. And I was like, say what now? I know you fucking lying. So then, you guys, we move over to Farron. Farron is still holding that beam, right? And she didn't drop it, but when the clock stopped, she was able to drop that damn thing. And as she's getting ready to leave, who shows up but that bitch Bloody Rose, and she attacked Farron. Well, she and Farron got into a fight because Farron wasn't finna let that bitch get the best of her. But what really, oh God, I felt that for Farron when Farron had to hop over that fence because that bitch had locked that fence, and Farron had to hop over it, and then at the top of the fence, it was barbed wire. I was like, oh, I know Farron is, oh my God. At one point, the bitch did stab her. So that is the end of episode 4. Overall, I'm enjoying this season. Let me know what you guys are thinking about it in the comments below. You guys, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, you guys, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.